I saw some boys on bicycles the other day, and I have some leftover plywood at the house, and they're kind of like one street over. And I kind of pull up my window down, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And they're like, "Hey," and I said, "I've got a plywood ramp or a plywood sheet that you guys could use for a ramp," and it was completely lost on them.
Wait,
like,
what? They
what?
don't do ramps?
That's when I discovered they don't use ramps anymore.
What?
Kids aren't
They're not
running their
making
bikes
ramps.
and jumping over things on their bikes anymore.
Why are you surprised by that?
I mean,
Were they wearing helmets?
Yeah,
the children, I'm sure, were wearing helmets, right?
Yeah. How old
yeah,
were they?
I don't know, man.
10-ish?
8, 10, 11, 25.
Man,
I'm not sure.
we used to.
They
We
might
used
fall
to.
and scrape their hand or their knee. Like,
They did have helmets on.
We had a little area where it was kind of like this field by the house, and you couldn't see it from the neighborhood. Like there was a line of trees in between. So we got away with everything over there. We made trails through this field and like dug pits. And in the pits, we would put firewood, and then we would light it. And then we would make these dirt ramps and a landing ramp on the other side.
I can
And we
beat
would
that.
jump that all the time.
We had what we called the canal, which I now realize was probably just like a
Open sewage?
ditch.
Yeah.
And but it was, and again, as a kid, in my mind, it's like 10 feet from the top to the bottom.
Yeah,
It's
it was
probably
not.
like 5.
Maybe.
But whatever. There was one spot where it was really smooth. It was so smooth it was hard to walk down that spot. So we put a ramp at the bottom where it would go over the actual canal, and you had to try to ride your bike down it, hit the ramp from the speed of the downhill, and launch over
across.
the canal to the other side. And of course, there's no place to land on the other side. So when you did successfully hit the ramp and jump, you crashed into the bank on the other side.
Carson, have
But
you ever jumped
it was
over?
great.
Have you ever jumped over fire or poop water?
No, we had a cul-de-sac in my neighborhood where kids would maybe put a piece of plywood, but I was far too chicken.
I can't tell you how many of my friends have broken arms and legs on trails and hit trees, and there were no helmets involved ever. That was the sad thing. So that's probably why they're all mentally ill right now at this point,
Well.
because everybody had head injuries.
Well, anyway, I tell the guys, all right, well, okay, well, never mind then. And
Also, how about Big D not afraid of lawsuits or repercussions or angry parents? He's like, hey, kids, here's a dangerous thing I can teach you how to use.
Well, that's the thing is if you teach kids to do dangerous things safely, they'll actually be better.
I don't.
What? It's like redneck Confucius.
But it really is. I mean, if you
didn't make
sit
any
there,
sense at all.
not
if
the
you
slightest.
pamper them and never let them get hurt, then they're just going to be
Yes.
wimpy.
That's right.
If you let them go out
Come on.
and try things, dangerous things,
Preach it.
safely,
Yeah.
then they're going to find their way, and they're
That's
going to
right.
be better people when they're adults.
Yeah, that's right. We're passing around the offering plate. That's some preaching. And if that don't get you fired up, your wood's wet.
Your
That's
plywood.
stranger danger. Yeah, that's what I took off. When they yelled stranger danger,
That's when you're supposed to leave.
I floored it.
Hey, if you like that video, go ahead and subscribe and like and hit the bell and do all the stuff.